When someone passes, where do they go? Gone forever? Or can they show? What if you could find someone between to bridge the gap of those unseen?
How are you connected?
My daughter.
Is your mother passed away? Okay, she's here. All right. I'm sorry. Aw.
And you had a son? Is that the one that's the cross? Because I hear, tell mom and dad I got a haircut.
Mom, dry your tears. It's Rye. Ryan Rye. I don't know if he wants
Ryan.
to. Okay. He wants to lean down and give you all a kiss.
That's Ryan.
And he says, thanks for the balloons. I have no idea what that means.
God.
If I can help one person out there know that they're loved, to feel comfort, that there's hope, that we will reunite with those that we have loved but never lost, my work's complete then.
Hello, Michelle.
Hello, Tony. Hi, how are you?
I'm wonderful, wonderful. I'm still digesting turkey.
Well, I heard you through the grapevine have a birthday coming up.
I do. A week from tomorrow, but a week from today is going to be a karaoke party. Wish you could be here.
Well, I wish I could be there too, and I have to ask those that are watching and listening for prayers for me. I'm going into surgery tomorrow, and I'm having both feet operated on, so I'll be out of commission for a while, although my husband can wheel me in to do the show, but I believe in the power of prayer, so please send some prayers up for me tomorrow.
We will send them.
Thursday. Okay, love ya.
Love you back.
So my theme, or my topic, is faith to overcome. And many people need faith in today's world. There are so many people going through not only loss of loved ones, but people that are going through illnesses, whether it's physical or mental or emotional. And I know that we need faith to keep going. So I thought that would be a powerful message this evening. I wrote a book, The True Nature of Love. I'm also an ordained minister. It's up on the, I think it's up on the screen. And there are 21 chapters and 21 prayers included. And one is a chapter on faith. So I just want to read a little bit about faith. The guest I'm bringing on, I've never met. I feel that faith is probably very important to her. And we'll talk to her in a few moments. And I will be trying to take your calls towards the end. So if you're watching, listening, and sharing, please hang in there. But in the book I wrote, faith is really a virtue, and it perseveres through all the obstacles in your life. So I want to tell everyone to keep your chin up. I want to tell everyone to keep going. And faith is the divine light that pushes through the darkness and gives us hope. And I wanted a rainbow tonight over me, because it's not only the rainbow of hope, it's the rainbow of faith, because it takes both rain and sunshine to make a rainbow. And we all go through dark clouds and dark times, but we always look for the joy beyond, which is the rainbow. And so that is what I wanted to project tonight. Overcoming the stumbling blocks of life, whether it's financial. Many times we have relationship problems in family. I've been counseling for 30 years, so I know that there's a lot of people out there, especially around the holidays, when things get a little bit stressful and crazy, that we need to look beyond. So in a way, we need to walk by faith, not by sight. And faith is the ability to know things will get better and change in your heart of hearts, without having the total evidence or seeing it. So it's believing in something beyond yourself and having that hope within your heart. That's faith. And it's also a springboard for miracles. I believe in miracles. I think miracles happen daily. It's a matter of being open and aware. They don't have to be huge miracles. Just the gift of life every morning, waking up and taking a deep breath and loving our family. And we just had Thanksgiving to give thanks. The attitude of gratitude for everything that we have is a part of the heartbeat of life. And I truly believe that. And also, Open your minds to the possibilities through faith to keep your dreams alive. When we get down and we feel despair or depression, sometimes it's very difficult to pull ourselves up through that bottomless well, as we feel sometimes. But there's always that glimmer of hope. And so I'm here tonight, and my mission is to bring you hope, to bring you faith, to let you know that things are going to be different and better. And the pendulum always swings. That's what I say. It swings one way, and we learn soul lessons, and then it swings the other way, and we have our joy. So life is full of joy, and life is full of sorrow. I didn't want to go on and on because I have an absolutely beautiful guest who I've never met but feel very close to. And so when I put the word out to do a Zoom mini reading, I had a lot of interest throughout the country and even overseas, but I had this email come in and it really touched my heart. And my guest said, I'm nearing the end of the year of invasive treatments for stage 3 breast cancer. And in the United States, we have Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which is October, of course. And it touched me because my sister had breast cancer, and I know that it's in a way epidemic, and it's very difficult when you have the invasive chemotherapy. I know you get ill from it. And so anyhow, this guest's name is Tanya. And she also wrote to me, and it moved me. And she said, Michele, you really helped me understand about life and about what is beyond life through your book, Living in the Afterlife, because it was really what I was sensing as I was going through this total year, day by day, of waking up and not knowing what was going to happen next, but having the faith to overcome. So I do want to bring on my guest. I haven't met her, but she feels beautiful to me. Her name's Tanya, and she's from Nova Scotia, Canada. So I want to welcome you, precious Tanya. Hello.
Hi, Michele.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you so much for emailing me and wanting to come on the show and wanting to tell a story about faith and how you personally were able to overcome the greatest dread that any human being has ever had. Will I wake up tomorrow? Will I get through the next week, the next month, and the next year? So how did you do this, darling? How did you keep going through faith to overcome what you had?
Well, Michele, I have to tell you that just in the weeks leading up to my diagnosis, I was already having very vivid dreams. I was having this amazing white owl with blue eyes visiting me, and I knew something was coming up in my life. And 2 days before my diagnosis, I had a very strong vision. Really can't say whether it was human soul or not. It really didn't, it just seemed genderless, but it was just the most magnificent angelic being, and who actually told me that I was going to be receiving a diagnosis of cancer, but reassuring me not to have fear, and that I would be very quickly surrounded by lots of emotions from other people, a lot of darkness, a lot of fear, a lot of worry and concern, and a lot of anger, and some of those more deeper, darker emotions that often so many of us experience in our lifetime. But this angelic being was asking me to have faith and to trust and to move through this journey with love, and to love my body, to love each and every cell in my body, to love the cancer that was in my body, and that the lessons would unfold, and that I would understand the meaning of why this experience was happening to me. And I really didn't quite understand it. It didn't make much sense to me, but certainly after the diagnosis and as the weeks unfolded, suddenly it did seem to make more sense to me. As I started to become very aware of things like, pardon my language, but like the fuck cancer movement and all of that stuff, and it seemed it just didn't feel right to me. And I just started talking to my body with so much love and thanking my body, and I really quickly came to see that this was going to be a spiritual journey for me as much as a physical journey.
Did you have a mammogram when you found out about the cancer? How did you find out about it, Tanya?
I did. I went in for a mammogram, and then I had an ultrasound, and then they asked me if I would stay. And I waited for half an hour, and then a doctor came to see me. And the doctor said that he was going to be phoning the surgeon and explained to me that that I had cancer and that they would biopsy it, but they have a way of seeing things and noting things, that he was quite confident to tell me that it was also an aggressive form of cancer. So it was only a matter of days before I was in surgery and lost my first breast.
Oh, God bless you. You'll always be in my prayers, precious. Thank you so much. In my book, Living in the Afterlife, you said you sensed something. Was that about heaven?
Oh, absolutely. I was like, throughout this journey, I was feeling the presence of an energy, a spirit energy around me that I really couldn't make sense of or understand completely. And I listened to your show every single week, and I just felt such a pull to purchase your book, and I did. And that book gave me such comfort during the days, especially while I was going through chemo, and it helped me to understand more about that energy that I was sensing and feeling, and some of the stuff that you can't actually see what it was. And it was so comforting and reassuring to me.
Well, I know that the greatest things in life are invisible. Our auric field is, the air we breathe is, faith is, love is. It's the part of the heart that opens up and believes. And as long as we believe in something beyond, and believe in our dreams, and believe in keeping ourselves going. And I think that you're a fighter that way, Tanya. Really, I feel so good to talk to you. I'm so glad that you're here. And thank you so much for reaching out. I do have to say that.
So I wanted to share with you too. Yesterday, when I got the email letting me know what the name of the show was, I just absolutely cried, because yesterday morning I was in the midst of packing boxes of hats that I designed and collected, and I'm delivering them tomorrow to chemo patients. I'm delivering 200 of them, but I have to show you the name of the hat. Can you see that?
Oh my goodness, yes. Oh my goodness. Well, we're on the same wavelength. What a wonderful thing to do. Now, is that for the breast cancer patients or for just people that have cancer?
Well, last year when I was going through chemo, I designed the hat. I wanted to surround myself in strong words, and my friends all wanted them after I had one for myself, and then I started selling them. And so I used the money that I raised in selling them to be able to purchase 200, which is about the number of chemo patients that our local hospital services in a year. So I'm going to have my hopefully last oncology appointment tomorrow. And when I go, I'm going to be delivering these Overcomer hats.
How wonderful. Thank you. That's a beautiful thing to do. I can tell you have a big heart, darling. So I think we'll start a reading. If you say you've watched the show before, you know how I work. What I do is I say a prayer, and I will for you. And then I start to glance around you. Now, you on the screen are to my left, even though I'm doing this. We're in opposite. But you'll see me glancing around you. And just try and work with me. I know I feel a lot of love coming in right now. So let me say a silent prayer. And then I will give Tanya from Nova Scotia, Canada, God bless her, a mini reading. And I will try to take some of your calls towards the end. But this is most important to me. So, dear Lord, please help Tanya that what she needs to hear comes through from the realms of the spirit world, from the love and the light and of the highest order. And let this be an accurate reading for Tanya of help and interest to her. In Christ's name, I pray with all thanks and gratitude. And please protect us both in Christ's white light of protection. Amen. All right. Now I have to ask, there's a gentleman coming in on this side. I have to ask if your father's passed, darling.
My father's father? Yes.
Paternal grandfather. I jokingly say you don't have to know them, and you don't even have to like them, because I've had in-laws come through that people don't want to hear from. But he's very proud of you, and you are a fighter for faith. He calls you a fighter for faith. And he's honoring his own son, which is your daddy. And I do have to say, is your dad still on earth, Tanya?
Yes.
Because he's a very proud man. This is how your grandfather's making me feel, that he has a charming personality and he's very intelligent, but he has a dry wit or sense of humor, a dry sense of humor, if that makes any sense. Did he ever serve in any capacity, Tanya?
Yes.
Or volunteer? What did he do? What did he volunteer or do?
In the military for over 30 years.
Well, he's very well thought of, as a matter of fact, in the military. Your dad may not have a lot to say about things, but he's pretty proud of you, and that's for sure. Your grandfather also acknowledges pennies from heaven, which, if you watch the show before, the most common things they send, or one of them, literally they can manifest pennies, which means you're number one. I know it's only 1 cent, but your grandpop, even though you may not have met him, means that you're number one for your cause, for what you're doing. Everybody goes through trials, but you were meant to experience this, and you're going to be doing writing. And I don't even know if you realize that yet, but you're going to be writing memoirs or inspirational daily sayings or quotes that come from the heart for people. And they don't necessarily need to be going through cancer or breast cancer. But things will come to you in the night. So keep a notebook and a pad and pen by your bed, would you please? And he keeps showing me a penny. Have you found pennies, or is that name and family, or what does that mean? I don't.
Well, Canada no longer uses the penny, but I actually found a penny today in our house.
Did you really?
I did. I found it on the floor. I was like, I hadn't seen a penny for so long, and I don't even know where it came from.
It's from your grandfather.
But I do now.
I know Canadian coins. Hello, but and do you have a sister, Precious?
No, I don't. I have women who are like sisters in my life.
Okay, he's alluding to a soul sister, and when I do this soul sister thing, it's not necessarily biological bloodline, but it would mean someone that was very close to you, that maybe had helped you. And he has a long-stemmed rose. He wants to give it to you. So I don't know if you know anybody by the name of Rose, or if that would be. And who would that be in your life?
My soul sister. It's Rose.
Would that be considered your soul sister?
Because and she's Rose. Her name is Rose.
Okay. He's honoring her for giving you hope, for giving you, and you don't need the faith, darling. You have the faith, for giving you hope to keep going. And I know you've had tea chats or coffee chats with Rosie, calls her Rosie. He's happy about that, because if you do not have a biological sister, many times friends will come in and we make soul agreements. And you read my book, Before We Incarnate, to be with someone that will be our support system and our help. And I do have to say, she's been a glowing example of a soul sister for you. Well, that's for sure.
Yeah. For sure.
I don't know who is a younger male. If you don't have a sister, maybe you have a younger male. He acknowledges a younger male. So do you have a son, honey? Or no?
I have a son, yes.
This would be your grandfather's way of acknowledging your son. He tells me he's sensitive and he's very bright, and that you are the mother hen of the family. It's not just for him, but you're mothering. You have a nurturing quality, Tanya, for everyone you meet. And it's not just about the caps that you showed us. It's about the love that you have. And so he's patting you on the back, Grandpa. I think that's just absolutely wonderful. Your son will go on for higher education. How old would he be now? Can you tell me?
He just turned 16.
So now in America, US, driving age is 16. Is that the same in Canada?
Yes. but he's not driving it. But.
It's okay. Are you a little concerned about his driving at all? Are you okay with that?
No, I'm concerned.
I thought so. Your grandfather wants to tell me he's going to be okay. No harm's going to come to your son. Actually, there's a lot of light. Is going to be a lot of light and angels over the vehicle when he drives. He's creative as well. So again, when he goes on for higher education, he's multi-talented. He will probably change majors midstream through his education, Tanya. And this is said sometimes, but you have been a good mother. And I have to ask, it's a personal question though. Are you divorced or not?
I am.
I know this sounds kind of unusual. I have a gentleman behind you that would belong to an ex-husband, which would be the father of your children. If you have more than one, he says, I'm father of the children. Okay. That was a hard time for you. And it was a time of perseverance. And this would be either a father-in-law or a grandfather-in-law. It's definitely a gentleman. And he's standing behind you and he's cheering you on. And so then I have to ask you, dear, if your husband has a father passed, if not, this would be grandfather-in-law.
Yeah, it's my father-in-law. His name was Bump. Yes.
Yes. Well, guess what? He thinks the world of you. He really loves you. And he does say that of all the people that he knew or that he knows from spirit, you're someone that you can count on. So you're there for your children and you were there for your husband. And it's okay to let go. So I know that you've tried to forgive and let go. That was a difficult time, if we can say this, because I don't censor. Anything I hear, it just comes flying out. Did you know him personally when he was on Earth?
Yes.
Then over and above you with the cancer, who would have had the cancer? Did your father-in-law or did someone else?
He had cancer.
I thought so, Tanya, because he's aligning himself with you. When I say that, there's symbols that come up, and the symbol for cancer comes up. And he tried to fight it too. He tried to fight it. He tried to keep that stiff upper lip, and he had a lot of pride about him. And he says, what will be, will be. You're in a better place than you were 10 years ago. Isn't that funny? I don't know how long you've been divorced, but he goes back 10 years, darling.
10 years. 10 years.
Have you been divorced 10 years, Tanya?
We've been separated, but the divorce just happened 10 years ago, or 10 years. We were separated 10 years ago. The divorce happened last year.
So it's a decade. It's a decade. And through that, you learned how to forgive and how to let go and how to release, he sang, and how to stand on your own. Not that you weren't, you're always front and center in your own way. And it's a humble way, darling. It's not a way of ego. Everyone on this earth plane has some form of ego, but your father-in-law is telling me that you have a humble way about you. And he's so happy. And he's also happy you're free. Because even though it was a relationship and your husband was the father, your ex-husband was the father of your children, the relationship was not for your highest good at the end. And you spent many nights, he tells me, thinking, what did I do wrong? If I could have done this, should I have done that? No, this was all an evolutionary journey, if that makes sense for you. So I do have to say that. Also, I have a lady on the other side, which would be maternal side. So I have to ask, it's mother or it would be grandmother on the other side.
Grandmother.
She's a sweet gram. She's very intelligent. And she liked either to collect dishes or she had some pretty things. And she wasn't overly fancy, but I hope your mother has some mementos of your grandmother. And is there a name like an Annie, Anna? Who is that? Because this is what she's giving me, the vowel sound. I sometimes don't get the names correct, but I get vowel sounds. So
it's my mom. My mom is Anna.
So that would be her mother acknowledging her daughter, Anna. Your mother's strong-willed. She's very strong-willed. She's helped you a lot through this last year. And I feel like you're friends now. When I say now, Tanya, I feel like you're friends. Like you can tell your mother things. And she has a good relationship with your daddy. She called, I get such a kick out of your mother's mother. She says, I'm sorry, tell Tanya, she says that my Anna, which I guess would be her daughter, has a good relationship with her husband.
She does.
This is also something that may have been in the back of your mind because they have such a relationship, a good solid one. What happened to mine? And I think it's unconscious, but she said you did the best you could. You did the best you could. And I feel like your parents have had a fairly long-term relationship. Your dad can be a little bit mind of his own, you know, he's kind and everything, but he can be challenging a little bit for your mom. But your grandmother is showing me balloons. And in this case, darling, it has to do with an anniversary. And I see the golden balloons. So 50 years. I don't know if they've been married 50 years. That's a long time for your parents, you know, to be married. But have they reached that point?
It would be getting close for sure.
Is it close to 50?
I think so, yes. I feel bad. I don't know exactly how many years.
It doesn't matter. You can check later.
It's been a long time.
You can check later.
Yeah,
And
I would say, 46. They're at 48, 49 years. Yeah, so it's close to 50.
Yes. And so try not to compare yourself, you know, with their relationship or your mother. I do have to say, though, you were supposed to have had 2 children in the record of life, but somebody did lose a child. So again, when I say these things, it could be miscarriage, sudden infant death, it could be stillborn, it could be just whatever, but that goes back. So I don't know if you know about that goes back.
No, I did. I lost a child.
Okay. Your grandmother has then your child with her, the soul of your child. And I see the sex. I don't know if you want to know the sex, if you did know the sex. Did you?
I do know. I do.
It's okay. It's all right.
I do know. I do.
Sometimes people don't want to know that, but that soul, the timing was not quite right for that soul to come through. And the soul's with your grandmother in heaven. And I know angels abound around you, but I see a beautiful white horse. And I do have to say, you're going to have, I think it's symbolic, and I do soul portraits. I think, Tanya, it's symbolic of you riding through life, galloping undaunted. I mean, literally, you keep jumping and galloping and going. I know it sounds kind of funny, but you'll understand. You may have a dream of a horse. This is a white horse, and it's very unusual. I don't usually see a symbol. I do in soul portraits when I have longer versions of readings, but I have a name like Mary, Maddie. Is that your grandmother?
My daughter is Maddie. My daughter is Maddie.
Okay, really? Then I thought it was her name, your grandmother. Then I do have to say that she is the spirit guide of your daughters. She watches out for her. Wow. Do you ever think of your mother's mother? Did you ever meet her?
I
Precious?
did. I was very, very close to her and very close to her. And I talk to her often.
Do you? Yeah. And she hears you. And she wants to give you advice. She says that that you need to be front and center with not only what condition that you just conquered through your faith, but also for others to lead the way. And she says that you like children a lot. And I don't know if you visit children or you do anything with children, but your grandmother is telling me that you have a fondness for children. Do you ever do anything with children? Because if not, you will, darling.
I worked with children for 25 years, and I also have a younger girl who is going through leukemia, who I've become very close to over the last several months. So, yeah.
Does she get a cap?
She does. She wears it all the time.
Oh, God bless her. Yes. My heart goes out there because I had a cousin who lost a daughter at age 4 to leukemia. blood disorder. But you're a bright light, Tanya, in this world. And there's going to be many ideas that come your way. And I don't know if you've thought about journaling or writing an inspirational book. Don't get yourself overwhelmed right now, but I'm telling you, as sure as I sit here, that you will. And I think it's a daily inspirational little tiny book where you open it and it's a thought for the day. It's a good seed that's planted. And your grandmother takes an apple and she cuts it in half. And she says, look at the seeds. She's going like this. It would be seeds for thought or seeds that are planted daily. And you know, your grandmother, I don't want to be so philosophical, but she had a really good mind. And she's trying to influence you to do something with planting seeds for people for the future. Isn't that funny?
Beautiful. Wow.
So why would she take an apple? Typically means a teacher. Were you ever a teacher, and does an apple mean more to you than that?
I was the significance of apple in my life was that I was crowned Queen Annapolisa when I was 22 years old, and the symbol was for the Apple Blossom Festival. So I was like Queen of the Apple Blossom Festival.
Well, God bless the Queen. hail to the Queen. Isn't that funny? That was your grandmother on Earth when you were crowned Queen of the Apple Blossom?
She was. And I have a picture of her standing beside me at that time. And I know she was very proud.
I can't believe she was proud. So when you look at that picture, know that she's proud of you now, darling. You may not wear the Queen crown of the Apple Blossom Festival, but you wear the overcoming cap. And that's something that's even more valuable this lifetime, more poignant, and it means something much deeper for you and for those around you. So that is wonderful. What a bright light she is in this world, I do have to say. So know that your father's father, who is very distinct in his way of speaking to me telepathically, is saying that he protects your boy and not to worry about driving. And yet your grandmother, who hails you, I guess, the Apple Queen, I do have to say, protects your daughter. And I think we said she was a Maddie, yeah, because I'm getting that vowel sound. Now she will go a totally different direction from your son insofar as her life's journey and her life's outlook. I do have to say that. One will be more into really education, higher education. The other one, believe it or not, Tanya, is going to be slightly more an entrepreneur type and do their own thing. It's not that they don't like to be told what to do, but they're going to do their own thing. So I don't know if you know which one would be which.
I know which one is which. One is in paramedic school now, training to be a paramedic, and the other one is a dancer and he likes, theater and.
Oh, that's the son?
He very much likes to do his own thing.
Artistic and creative. Yay, yay, yay. Yeah. Beautiful. And they want you and your children to keep moving physically. And I don't know if you walk now. It's getting cold here in Pennsylvania. It's getting colder. I personally like warm weather, but I just feel that you need to keep moving and walking. And sports are being shown. Not quite sure what sports, if your children play sports. I don't really see balls, but I see movement, lots of movement in almost like could be an arena or a stadium where it would be a feeling of pride, but also excitement. So do you ever, is that what, really?
My daughter, well, both children played hockey for a long time, but my son dances now, but my daughter was an avid hockey player, and I still enjoy going to hockey games when I can take them in. And yeah, hockey's been a big part of our family.
That's interesting. Now here in Hershey, Pennsylvania, where we have Hershey chocolate. We have the Hershey Bears hockey team, which I like too. So I was seeing an arena and I was seeing action, but it didn't look like balls. Isn't that funny flying around? So I guess it was the hockey puck, right?
Amazing.
So I want to say to you, my dear, that December's an important time for you. I don't know why. We have Christmas, as we know. I do hear singing as well. So there might be something that you are attending this Christmas, or something that is a special occasion. You'll understand it. And do you gather all the family together at Christmas time, Tanya?
Well, I'm going to go this time for the first time this year to my friend's annual Christmas concert that she holds. She's a singer, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. So
that's going to be beautiful. Yeah. Is that the one we said was the Soul Sister? Is that another?
It's another Soul Sister.
You have a lot of good friends.
I feel very blessed. Yes,
you are blessed. So, would you have any questions? I have not lots, because it's a mini reading, but your father's father, and actually your father's mother, she would be passed too. Your paternal grandmother.
That is true. That's correct.
And she, your dad's such a gentleman. He really is. Like I said, I feel quirky sense of humor, but when he has to be a certain way, he's a certain way. With that said, he feels noble to me and charming and intelligent. And then I do have your ex-husband's father, who battled the cancer as well. And he has his hand in his lower abdomen. But I know here he had some difficulty as well.
Yes.
Is that correct? And then I do on the left have your daughter's spirit guide, which would be your maternal grandmother, who would be Anna, we said's mother.
Yes.
Yeah. And you have the most beautiful eyes, Tanya, that I've ever seen. And your grandmother says your mother has pretty eyes too. So I don't know if they're blue. Are they blue?
They are, yeah.
So would you have any questions for them?
Oh, I'm not sure that I don't know. I feel so loved right now. I feel just this immense loving energy all around me. And I just feel so incredibly grateful to hear from them and to be able to make that connection through you. You have such a gift, such a gift.
Thank you, darling. And you're going to have, some people don't dream, but you're going to have a dream coming up. And it's sort of a vision. So please keep a notebook on your side table, and anything, if you've had trouble sleeping at times, but when you get up in the night, go to the bathroom and you have an idea, any kind of an idea, write it down, because I am telling you, you're going to do some inspirational writing. Have you ever done writing, Tanya? I don't want to go on, but you have this gift. I'm serious. Have you ever done anything like that?
Well, I created my own, like a Facebook page that I call my Healing Garden 2 years ago. And I post to that, and occasionally I will let out my own stuff and share with it. I do write. I write every day on my own here at home. So
yeah, well, it may not be next week, but within the next 3 to 4 years, there's a small little pocket type book with inspirational daily sayings. It doesn't have to be biblical. It can be just from the heart, and it can also be a little whimsical. So I just want to say that I'll look forward to that. I'll look forward to that, my dear.
That's
so
amazing.
God bless you, Tanya from Nova Scotia. Thank you so much. You're in my prayers. Love you. And keep in touch with me via email or whatever, would you please?
I will. Thank you so much, Michelle. Thank you. This was such a gift for me. And I think you have an incredible gift to connect to the afterlife. But most what I love about you is just the love that you emanate, and you just radiate it. And that's why I watch you every week, because I just feel that love so immensely from you, and to be able to experience it personally with you tonight just means so much. And I feel all of the cells in my body dancing with joy right now, and I just can't thank you enough. This means so much to me. I'll never forget it.
Thank you. And you'll always be in my prayers, my dear.
Thank you.
And
Thank
you
you.
have a beautiful life. You have a beautiful life journey, and please keep in touch with me. Okay.
Well, thank you, and good
God
luck
bless.
tomorrow with your surgery. God bless you too.
Thank you. Send some prayers up for me too. Would
I
you?
will, absolutely. Bye.
Bye, honey.
That was amazing. Another one. You were.
Aww.
Wow, that's beautiful. I love that you guys can see each other and do the face to face. It makes a big difference.
You know, sometimes you see a person, but sometimes you see the heart.
Right.
And the light in the heart. And Tanya definitely has light in her heart. So it was my honor and pleasure to do a mini reading for her. God bless her. This is what makes the world go around.
Right.
For me, meeting wonderful people from all over, and people of like mind that are able to overcome. It's not about being perfect. It's a matter of loving life, that every day is a gift from God, and that's how we need to believe, or that's how I believe. So
I love it. I love it.
So do we have time for calls? I did promise people calls, and I got emails. Oh, please take my call, please.
No, right. Well, we do. We have time for at least two, maybe three. So if you want to take some calls, that we can go ahead and
I would love
start.
to.
All right, let's go ahead and get started here. There's a 267 number, so let's go ahead and take that. Hello, you're live with Michelle. Who's this? You there? They've been waiting a long time, so let's make sure they... You there? Hello,
I know.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, I'm here.
There you go.
Hi, my dear.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm excited. I'm good. I'm happy that I got through.
I'm happy you did too. What is your name?
My name is Trisha.
Oh, that's pretty. Now, is it Patricia
Thank
or
you.
just Trisha?
It's Patricia, but I go by Trisha.
Well, I'm hearing Patricia. But somebody
Yeah,
wants to call you by your given name, honey.
Okay, that's fine.
Who would you like to hear from, dear?
My mother.
Your mother. God bless her. All right, let me see if I can get her. Where are you calling from, Trish?
Philadelphia.
Okay, because I heard Patricia, but now I'm hearing Trish when you said your mother.
Yeah, that's what my mom called me. Yeah,
Yes.
My mom was Patricia also.
Aha. So you're little Trish to her. She's happy to come in between Thanksgiving and Christmas to say hello. She's happy you got through from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And she tells me that she will always be your guardian. She will always be like an angel to you. And she tells me, who has a little boy, darling? I mean, not little boy, but who has a son, Trish?
My sister.
Okay, this is your mother's way of acknowledging your sister, and your sister's on Earth. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is her son on Earth?
Yes.
Because your sister has concern about her son, her boy. And with that said, she has tried to be a good mother. There's depression either on the father's side or back in time with your sister. And so there's a lot of light going around your nephew, darling. Your mother puts a lot of light going around your nephew. And she says, Trish, you have to believe in angels. That's what she says. And there's some type of are you with me, Patricia?
Yeah, I'm here.
Turn your sound down, honey. Turn your volume on your computer or your phone, okay?
Okay, I'm here.
Now there's some form of an angel ornament, an angel pin. What's the angel connection that you have, or your sister? Your mother keeps pushing it towards me. There's a picture of an angel. Come on, think for me. A pin, a print, a Christmas ornament.
I just received an ornament of an angel from a friend of mine.
When was that, Trish?
In the last 2 weeks.
It's from your mother, precious. It's from your mother. She inspired that. Okay. And she says, I want my daughter to know I'm looking over her shoulder. And she says, now don't get stressed over these holidays, Trish. She tells me that you get wound up in traffic. I know everybody does, but you get yourself wound up, honey. And your mother wants you to slow down and take your time and try to get your presents ahead of time. Are you the type that procrastinates, or are you pretty well organized? I have to ask you, there's an issue here.
I'm pretty organized for the most part. This year, not so much.
And is that because of your mother's loss, or what's going on? I just feel like I'm topsy-turvy with you.
Yeah, because of my mom passing.
Yeah. So it will take you a good year to wrap your head around your mother's passing. And she comes and she puts her hand on your shoulder. She says that you were always there for her, have no regrets. And I do have to ask Trish, if you were there when she passed away. Were you there with her?
I walked in and found her with my niece and nephew.
She's apologizing for those who found her. She didn't mean to shock anybody, but I do have to say your mother was ready. Honestly, her timeline was up, and she looks radiant. Your mother has made it to heaven. I know you've prayed for her, honey. And she says, tell my other daughter I'm with her at the holidays. You've sent prayers up for her. Here we go again. Is anybody Catholic, sweetheart?
Yes.
All right, there are rosary beads. Who's Catholic in family?
Yes. We all are, but I used to pray the rosary all the time.
Because I see, no, they're pink. They're rose quartz. They're pink rosary beads. They're gorgeous. And I'm not Catholic, but I'm hearing Hail Mary, full of grace. So as you've sent prayers up for your mother, precious, she's also sending prayers down for you. You had some disturbing dreams after she passed, or a very disturbing nights. But she wants you to know she's made it, and you know what she says, Trish? She says, I'm with Jesus. That's what your mother says. I'm with Jesus. And she says there are angels.
I know she would be.
And she says there are angels. It's okay. And she made a point to get you through. She made a point to get you through to me tonight. And to whoever gifted you with the angel, however you got that angel, that was from your mother. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to say good evening. And thank you, Patricia. Have a good holiday.
I'm really struggling with finding her.
Pardon?
I said I'm just struggling with the way that I found her. So when you said that really helped me.
I know. And your mother was already out of her body. Before you even found her, she had exited. I know. I do have to say, the soul just does not leave upon death. The soul can leave even before the last breath, believe it or not. And her soul was up and out. and she's in a far
I
better
believe
place.
I totally believe that, and I'm so glad that I was able to get through.
Well, your mother helped with that. So take care, my
Thanks, Mom.
dear. You'll be in my thoughts at the holidays. God bless you, Trish. Night.
Thank you. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Wow. Emotional in that one. Yeah.
Yeah, when you're close to your mama.
Oh, like I am. And she's still alive, but she's, yeah, it's coming
Oh, yeah,
soon.
you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tony.
No, I'm just saying mine's coming soon. I mean, her time is close, and I mean it's because yeah, her health is just declining. So I know how hard it is when you're close to your mother and then you're going to be without her. I know.
Yeah, my mother and I were good friends, so it's not just a matter of mother and daughter,
Right.
mother and son. Sometimes you're just friends, and
yeah,
and that it hurts. So do we have time for one
let's do
more?
Let's do one more. Let's do one more. This is a 208 number. I think her name's Crystal, but we'll find out as soon as I get her connected here. Crystal, you there?
I am. Hi.
You're here with Michelle.
Hello.
Hi,
Crystal.
Michelle. Hi.
Is this your first time
wow.
calling?
I don't even know what to say.
Is it your first time calling, Crystal?
It most certainly is. Yes.
Well, I'm glad you got through this evening.
Oh, me too. I have such a heavy heart right now. So this is perfect timing.
So why do you have a heavy heart, darling? What's wrong?
Well, I'm going to cry already. My fiance was killed this past summer protecting me, leaving behind me and 2 little girls. And I miss him.
Wow. And when you say protecting 2 little girls, whose little girls were they?
Well, he was protecting me, and there's a 6-year-old, which was his biological daughter, and then she's now 7 months old, but she was 2 months at the time of his passing.
Now, the 7-month-old child, whose child is that, Crystal?
She is mine. Jeff and I reconnected and started dating when I was early on in my pregnancy, and he never batted an eye. He loved that little girl from day one. He was the first one to hold her in the delivery room. She has his middle name.
She sees him, honey. The
Oh, I knew it.
7-month-old sees him. Yes. You'll be holding her, and she'll look up or point or smile for no reason. Look around.
Oh.
And I do have him through from heaven.
Oh.
And he says, Crystal, I love you. It was my honor to save you. It wasn't your time. I love the baby girls. He calls them the baby girls. And he says the little one sees me. And he tells me that he will always be her hero, that he will always watch over her, and that he wants to come in a dream, but a good dream. Now you may have had some restless dreams, but is it Justin? What's his name?
Jeff.
Jeff. Okay, with a J. He's going to come in a good dream, darling. He wants to wrap his arms around you. He wants to wish you happy holidays. He wants to say that
Go ahead.
He wants to say that he'll be with you at Christmas, and especially in January.
I tell him every night, when you're ready, please come to me in a dream. I need to know that we have eternity together and that I can get through the days until I am with him again in the afterlife.
Well, guess what? He's with you every step of the way, Crystal. And he says, don't blow your nose too much.
Oh my
You know,
gosh, I've been sick, and I blew my nose in a pair of his socks the other night because I couldn't have any tissue.
I'm sorry. He shows me you blowing your nose over and over. And he says, what a heck of a thing to do, Crystal. You would have to blow your nose in my socks. And I really think
I blew him in socks.
I think it's his way of trying to lighten you up. I know it's easier said than done, but he had a good sense of humor. Laughter is a good, good medicine. And when the baby laughs, the 7-month-old, he's there every time she giggles, every time she smiles, when she takes her first step, everything she does, he's right there with her, darling. You just know that. Okay.
Good. I am so grateful for you, and I'm mind blown that I got through.
Everything's meant to be, Crystal. Bless you. So I'm going to say I'll be thinking of you over the holidays. Know that Jeff loves you. Thank heavens you have little girls to remember him by, and take care of yourself. And he says, please don't blow your nose in my clothes.
No promises.
Good night, precious.
Good night. Thank you so much.
That's hilarious.
I'm telling you, Tony, you never know what's going to come out.
I know, right? That was a good one. Yeah. I guess it's the time of year to blow your nose.
Well, I don't know, in a sock or a
No.
shirt, but whatever.
Yeah. So.
But I want to say good night, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. For Tanya from Nova Scotia, Canada, my heart goes out. You are a beautiful soul filled with light. And for all my listeners and watchers and callers, please share. I'm giving away a book. In fact, this one.
There you go.
There I go. The True Nature of Love. It's a prayer book. I'm an ordained minister. It's very inspirational. So if you share the show tonight, I'll be next week after surgery wheeling myself in, or my husband will, but I'll be giving away The True Nature of Love. So let me know you've shared the show. And to everyone, God bless. Always be kind, and I love all of you. Good night.
Good night, Michelle, and we send you prayers for your surgery.
Thank you, honey.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.